when you're little, Ham,
Yeah.
and you and I were talking about this last night, you do a lot of things that are fairly just...
Yeah. You just go...
I don't know how to...
I was a goose.
I was a goose.
I was a goose when I was a kid. Yeah.
You took me behind the curtains of one last night.
Yeah.
And I know you probably didn't want to bring this up, but
I can't remember what I said. Which one was it?
It was to do with hot chips.
It's not necessary.
And, I mean, I do tend to tease Hamish about his love for food from time to time.
I was trying to explain to Ando, we was having a few frothies last night and having a meal, and I shared with you an intimate secret, Ando.
But I really feel that
at a time. Yeah, no.
that you should share with the rest of us.
5:53, that's when we finish.
It's the people show.
4 to 5:53 weekdays, Hamish and Andy driving you home.
And I really felt that, I mean, you told me, you've always said I love chips, hot chips.
Yeah, but you don't
and
understand.
I said, then I went, yeah, you've been into it. And then you said, no, you don't understand. When I was younger,
Yep.
I was really into them. And I didn't think any story could convince me how into hot chips you were until this one.
I was obsessed by them.
Please tell the story.
I had a sort of a reaction to hot chips that sort of like a starving monkey might have to a banana. Like I would just freak out a little bit. I'd almost convulse when I saw hot chips. And I still, like, I like hot chips now, but it's not, it's sort of, I managed to like tone it back from being a medical problem.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was obsessed with hot chips, right? Now, I think I was probably about 7 or 8 years old when this incident happened, and we were chatting about it last night. We went out for dinner as a family, bit of a special treat, went to a Red Rooster store.
Fantastic.
And got a quarter of chicken and chips combo. Now, something, I can't remember the meal I had beforehand, but something must have been wrong, or I was sick or something, because, and this never happened, I didn't finish all my chips. And I couldn't believe it at the time, and I was physically, like, I must have already had a big meal, and my tiny little 7-year-old body could not fit any more chips in. I remember actually eating a few and then sort of sicking them back up. So I was maxed out with chips, sort of, can I give it any more? Yeah. So Dad goes, it's okay, mate, you've had your... You've had your fill. It's not a contest. You are allowed to leave some chips. I'm, okay. Just a bit devastated. But it was like, I'm feeling in pain, so I was happy to leave them. Went home, was lying in bed, and by this stage, I'd digested the meal a bit, and so what felt like chips again. Just, as junkies do. Well, got to chase the chip dragon. So I was sort of going, I really want chips again. So I was tossing and turning, really just distressed that I wanted chips again. I went to sleep and I dreamed about going to the fish and chip shop and buying $10 worth of chips, which is a lot.
Back in those days.
Back in the 80s, that's a lot of chips. Yeah. And I had this awesome dream about just being on this pile of chips and I was back just eating them sort of head first. Then I woke up and it's sort of 3 a.m. and I realised I didn't have those chips and I cried. I started to cry in bed and I was going, something has to be done about this because I can't get back to sleep. I've already tricked myself with the dream about the chips. Yep. I went in and I woke Dad up.
This is my favourite bit.
At about 4 a.m. Dad, wake up. Oh, what is it, mate? What's wrong? I said, yeah, like I know it's pretty like late at night, early in the morning, but do you reckon if we drove back to Red Rooster, they'd still have those chips? To which I got a bit of a, no, mate, no, I don't think they stay open all night either. I think they shut at like 11. Yeah, okay, all right. Well, I don't know what we're going to do about this. I'm probably just going to go and eat a few little yellow crayons and pretend they're chips.